We never met in person, but I heard about you from Indigo Connect, and I think we have a lot of mutual friends actually.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm really honored to be part of this interview project. Thank
Thank
you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. So I read your bio a little bit, and you started music quite early, earlier in your age, and also you started your career as a composer quite young compared to other people. So if you can talk about, how you started and what made you want to become a composer, actually.
Yeah, so I started learning piano when I was really young, and I really loved listening to music, and I realized that I really enjoy talking about music to people, that I enjoyed this music, I enjoyed that kind of music. I really liked that part of that piece, something like that. And after that, I realized what I want to do is uh, is composing rather than performing in front of people, so that I can tell the stories about music. So that is how I came to the field of composition. And I also studied composition with uh, my Korean teacher from Korea, because I am originally from Korea. I grew up, born there, and I graduated high school. I had many, many musician friends in high school. And then I decided to come to America because I really loved so many of living composers in USA, and I realized I really want to work with the composers who are actively working in the field. So that's how I decided to come to USA and study abroad. And now I am currently studying at Peabody Conservatory. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Let's go back to your some of your answers because I'm curious that you actually started as a pianist and you were trained as a pianist. And what made you decide to be a composer rather than a pianist? I mean, I understand that you talked about, um, you want to talk about composition and music, but other than that,
So one thing, it's actually funny because I have pretty small hands, and that made me really, really feel sad because I couldn't play any of Rachmaninoff or Brahms repertoires. And I realized maybe this is not like my best, even though I really enjoy playing and I really enjoy like so many piano repertoires, listening to them. But I realized, okay, maybe I can try to find something that I can do without any limitation. So that is how I started learning composition. And uh, this is actually something that I talked to my parents when I decided to convince them that I really want to pursue a music
Mhm.
career, is that I can spend the whole night sitting down on the desk writing music, but I cannot spend the whole night practicing.
But yeah, nobody actually spends whole night practicing. So yeah, very cool. Yeah. And they were supportive. Your parents were supportive of your decision.
Yeah, at first because they are not musician and they don't know a lot about music field, they were very concerned that I might not be able to do well, or maybe she is going to give up soon or something like that. So they were hesitating to invest. But yeah, now I'm here and they believed me well, so
They should.
I worked hard.
Oh yeah, yeah, they should. I mean, yeah, listening to your music, I was really blown away. I'm sure they're so proud of you. And yeah, I I can't think of anything else actually other than being proud of you. Yeah, great. Well, you also talk about, that you love music by composers in the United States. Were there any particular composers you were interested in and love their music?
Yeah, so very interestingly, the favorite composer I really liked from high school is currently my teacher,
Oh,
and his name
yeah.
is Kevin Put.
Ah, yeah.
And some other composers I would like to mention would be Missy Mazzoli,
Mm,
and this person is not American composer, but I also really like Oliver Knussen, and some of the pieces I was listening to Hans Abrahamson as well recently. Yeah.
yeah, great. I mean, what I feel when I go back home and talk to composers or go to their concerts, there a lot of composers actually study in Europe, um, and there also the other group of composers who come to US. What's your experience, being in the US, and have you ever thought of studying in other country or Europe or any other places?
Yeah, so when I was imagining that I would be a pianist in the future, when I was really, really small girl, I was imagining I really wanted to study in Germany. But after, I think this somehow became of my musical taste as well at
Hmm.
some point because I I really enjoy listening to uh, French Impressionism composers
Hmm.
from like Ravel and Debussy and uh, some of the later composers, including Lessis and more. And somehow uh, my musical taste uh, was growing from there to America, like connected to like Samuel Barber and some people like that. And like, I think it's more like my YouTube algorithm just let me follow. And I ended up listening to so many of uh, living composers from America, and that was how my high school life went. So I think in high school years when I was really, really serious in deciding which college I want to go to, in that days I was imagining America the most. And I
Yeah,
didn't imagine other countries like that.
I see. That's really interesting. So you did your search of these composers your own, just going through YouTube, and is that right? Am I understanding right? That's
Um,
or you
so
just
main
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So my sorry. So my composition teacher from Korea, he studied in America when he was a student, and well, that's what I only knew, and I was like he led me to find my own favorite composers and my own favorite pieces like that, and that's what I did, and I ended up with loving American composers a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I could hear that, that you love this. work by Debussy and Ravel, this French Impressionism. I could kind of tell you were from your music that influence. So it's really neat. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so now you are at Peabody, uh, and finishing up your bachelor's degree, right? Yeah, and I really think um, we have some mutual friends. What was your study like in Peabody and your kind of musical experience for the past 4 years, right?
Yeah, the past 4 years, it was very, very transformative experience for me to grow as a composer, as a musician, and as a person as well. So first thing is that I had to move from Korea to United States, and I was pretty young girl 4 years ago, and now I think I feel like I am growing up. I'm grown up a little bit. And musical experience at Peabody has been so rich, and there has been so many performance opportunities for composers and so many concerts that I could witness, learn from so many colleague composers. And I I think the favorite thing for me as a Peabody student is that I could work with professional ensembles that were coming to Peabody as a residency. And so the recent project was a piece for Talk Ensemble. They're based in New York, and uh, I wrote a piece based on the poem called The Sound of Trees by Robert Frost. And they performed it amazingly beautiful. And I think the most important thing, like one of the most important thing as a composer is uh, learn from friends and learn from different teachers like that. Also, I really emphasize learning from performers as well because I really uh, think that working with performers and musicians is very, very uh, like the experience is very helpful for me to grow as a composer. So I think Peabody was a very, very right decision for me to uh, learn and grow in the right environment.
Great, yeah. Well, you went to also many festivals, um, and I could see that you collaborated with different ensembles, and like your piano trio, the horn trio, and it was performed really beautifully, all your recordings. So yeah, can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yes. So for me, I was thinking about like I was actually going through my resume and like trying to go through the work list and everything, and I realized, oh, I would love to have my piece performed in different places, like everywhere, and that's how I decided to apply to those kind of opportunities, like festivals and everything where I can work with professional performers, or even if it's not professional performers, I can connect with so many musician friends and colleagues. So I just love surrounded by musicians and talk to them. And also, I really love just learning from them, just having a conversation with them makes me feel like, oh, this is like one another memory that I learned from these people. And I really think that it is so meaningful to me. And all those memories became uh, very, very helpful, fundamental for me as a composer. And uh, I think music festival is the best place to make friends and um, make friends, have your piece performed, and get to know so many musicians. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you said so beautifully about this. And then I went to your website and I don't know, it's your words or somebody else, but I was so touched what it says. I'm gonna read. Yeeun Sim is a composer and pianist who explores the sound world to convey meaningful messages and give the audience memorable moments in their lives. It's so beautiful. Really? Is it your worth?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel when I listen to music. So I have like so many different memories that so many different pieces gave me. So like particularly if I listen to uh, the piece called "A Song of the Night" by Holst,
Mm.
and that piece was really, really healing me when I was in my hard times and when I was going through hard times. So every time I go back to that piece, I remember all the memories, and that is why I decided to become a composer. I really wanted to give people those kind of memories that will last in their heart by music. I really hope to be a composer like that.
Oh yeah, that's really beautiful. I don't think I heard that recently. Anybody talking about that, that you actually want to touch them, you want to comfort them through music. It's a hard thing to do, and um, well, you believe in it, so I think it's will happen. And I mean, I listen to your music, so it already happened to me too. So beautiful, really. Um, yeah, I want to talk about your music. So I picked two works, and one is for the orchestra. So it's La Lune de Jupiter, and it's performed by the Peabody Orchestra. That's my understanding, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, really. Yeah, you can you talk about it?
So yeah, the piece is actually from the idea of uh, Europa, Jupiter's moon, and this moon is revolving around the Jupiter, of course, because it's a moon. And interestingly, this moon revolves an oval shape, and when it gets closer to the Jupiter, it becomes larger because of the gravitational force of Jupiter, and then when it reach the closest position of from Jupiter, then it gets the largest size, and then it gets smaller and smaller when it goes more distant from Jupiter. So that's how. So I. Okay, so what I was inspired by was actually the book. It's a short story written by Korean novelist Han Gang, and uh, the title is also Europa, and there's like a short uh, poetic line about Europa that uh, it's about. like the moon is very, very cold ice uh, moon, and it's covered with ice ocean. So I really liked that phrase, and I started searching about Europa and realized about this fact. So, oh, maybe I can think about musical structure with this gravitational influences that Europa is getting from Jupiter. And then I moved on to the idea of influence that we have for everyone and everywhere. So I actually think about influence a lot as a musician as well. And I think about influence that I get from so many different people, the influence I get from environment, the influence I get from the piece that I listened to, and everything. So the piece is talking about how influence can affect your mind or your life in in our daily life, and it's basically opening up more emotionally uh, after after portraying more landscape vibes in the music. Um, so it is oh, sorry. So I really wanted to talk about uh, what what is important is that we are still going on our own path, even though we're getting all the influences from everywhere. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're gonna listen to it at the end of this interview. And is there any kind of takeaway for the listeners musically for this piece? If you, I think that will really help our listeners. So if you can briefly talk about that.
Yeah, I think there are two peaks, like climactic points in the piece, and one point is where the orchestra is sounding uh, like the volume wise, it's the biggest
Mhm.
because I was imagining how Europa is getting closer to Jupiter. So the momentum is layered on, and then it gets to the largest volume part, and that is one peak.
Mhm.
And then the other peak would be more emotional side, where I really was imagining to think about what I want to write emotionally, what I want to say uh, through music. So there will be two points where you will feel like, oh, this might be a climactic point.
Great. Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful piece, so I think everybody is going to enjoy it. Will you talk about the author Han Gang, who recently won the Nobel Prize? You have another piece that's inspired by her work, and I also love her writing and her her works. And of course, I'm a pianist, so I have to listen to piano music. You have this beautiful solo piano piece, Yellow Shaped Eternity. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so uh, Yellow Shaped Eternity is directly translated from what Hangang wrote in Korean. It's called 노랑무늬영원 in Korean. And this this word in Korean is actually also a name of a lizard. So the story is about uh, a painter who got injured her wrist because of car accident, and she is trying to find the meaning of her life uh, after losing the ability to paint. So it is about loss and it is about healing. And I was actually not only trying to adapt the storyline in the piece, but also I was mainly focusing on how the author Hangang was translating the language from her heart, because I really feel like she has so much to tell in her heart, and she is translating and articulating uh, those thoughts into a beautiful language. And that's how I started thinking about maybe I can try to translate these phrases into musical language. And I wrote down some of the phrases that I really liked, and I put all the memos on my desk, and I sat down on the piano and tried to improvise so many things, imagining and feeling those words from my heart, from deep down. And that is how I found some of the pitch materials, some of the motivic ideas, some rhythmic gestures, and like that. I think that piece is, I would say, I wrote down what I really wanted to listen to.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it has really beautiful figuration um, and texture, I thought. And it's that, earlier you talked about how you loved Ravel and Debussy. And it also reminds me of those textures in Ravel and Debussy music. Um, and it has really so many beautiful colors and layers. So, yeah, thank you. Made me want to learn it, really. It's that
I would love to. I would be honored.
I really, really love the piece. Yeah, great. So we're gonna also listen to the Yellow Shaped Eternity as well at the end of this interview. And you have this bright future in front of you. So you're finishing up at Peabody, and you're gonna graduate, and you have exciting next move. Do you want to share it?
Yeah, of course. I am finishing my bachelor's degree at Peabody, and I am moving to New York City for my master's degree at Juilliard School.
Yeah. How exciting is that? Yeah. Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, going to New York, that's exciting already. And yeah, yeah. So, yeah, congratulations. And yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much. I am really excited to meet new friends, and I believe there will be so many talented musicians. So
Oh,
I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there will be so many more opportunities to work with musicians and, learn and yeah, exciting. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I know there will be so many new music concerts
Okay. Yeah.
like in the city, and I'm excited to go to every single concert.
Oh, great. So, is there anything else that you do besides, music? What do you do when you don't make music?
Yeah, so these days actually is very rare time in like last few years that I don't have very harsh deadlines coming up.
Mm.
So I'm actually trying to absorb so many things, like listening to music, reading books,
Mhm.
and other than just taking something out from me. So recently, I started reading another Hangang book. It's I think you know this book. It's called The White Book.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Have you read it before?
No, I haven't read that one. Yeah. So, I read The Human Acts, which is
Oh yeah.
kind of heavy kind of a book. But I absolutely loved it. I mean, it made me I had to, like stop reading for a few times because it was not easy reading. Yeah, but I of course I know the White Book. Yeah. How is it going?
It's it's including so many different short stories based on like so many white things,
Mhm.
and it doesn't take long to read, like focus and read. It's actually very short, but I think it's very, very powerful. And I'm trying to digest all the sentences as much as I can because I have enough time to do so. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's there will be another of your musical work inspired by one of these stories from the White Book.
I, there might be. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's really exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna look forward to it, and yeah, really, I'll keep my eyes open for your next
Thank
work.
you.
Next piece. Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. And I always ask recommendation from my current interviewee for next interview. So you gave me two names. And if you can also introduce them, each of them, and when you met them, where and how their music is like, that would be great.
Yeah. So, the first person I recommended is Jung, and she is currently finishing her master's studies at Indiana University. And I met her from high school. We graduated same high school, but when she graduated, I started my high school. So we actually have never met each other in like during our high school years. But because we were both composers, we knew each other and we started to talk more. And when she decided to come to America to study abroad, I was really, really happy. And I am following her works from Baltimore. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. How is her work like?
Yeah, so the reason why I personally admire her as a person is because she reads a lot and she also writes. Like she writes not only music but also she has like a personal journal kind of website, and I really enjoy reading those writings as well as her music.
Mhm.
And I think she is recently trying different things. And I think her newest piece will be the piece for uh, trumpet, and like there's a small game box or something like that, and it's gonna be really fun and cute performance. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. And I think the
And
second, yeah, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
the second person is Yushuan Lin. and I met her at George Music Festival last summer. So she is currently at Juilliard School, and she is my year, and she decided to continue studying at Juilliard for her master's studies. So we will be going to school together for 2 years more. And I'm really excited for that. I really enjoy her music because she has like another like non-classical background from uh like playing a guitar like that, and not only because of that, but I think we can relate to each other about uh, enjoying the storytelling in music.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for your recommendation. And it's amazing how you know, how many talents are out there. And I'm meeting you through Indigo. We never met. We have mutual friends, and yeah, all of this is really exciting and amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Is there anything you want to you want to say or talk about before we close?
Yeah, so I have been following your work and how Camp is performing so many new music in the field. I was really, really excited that Indigo was talking about this interview to me when I was in Miami for another interview. But so I really, really hope that I could work with you in the future, in the close future.
Yeah.
And I would reach out to you anytime if I have any questions about like I know that you've been performing so many wild things on the piano and not only piano. So I've been excited to see all the things, and I really look forward to staying in touch and uh working together in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Me too. Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, until next time.
Thank you.